Ready.
Hey, this is Blaine Perry back again with That Ain't Black podcast. And like I said, we're trying to crush the fact and the stereotypes that black folks, only thing we do is dance, rap, and play basketball. No, we don't do that. We do a whole lot of different things. And I came across this guest almost by accident, and I got like a two for one show. Not only is she a black female snowboarder, she's a black vegan. And there's two things. So she's kind of a minority within a minority. Her name is Val Worthen. Is
Uh-huh.
that right, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, cool. Now, go ahead and just a little bit introduce on my part and stuff like that. Like I said, coming across, and one of my first podcast guests was Henry Rivers. He was from the Black Skiers Association. He was a really great guest. And I know that black people we don't do a whole lot of skiing, and we especially don't do a whole lot of snowboarding. So this lady is a very, very, very unique guest because not a lot of black women are into snowboarding or skiing, or let alone snowboarding. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Val, and go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm Val Worthen, and I've just always been into nature and stuff. My family wasn't really into all that, so I didn't get a lot of exposure. My first experience with snowboarding was because one of my science teacher, when I was 13 years old, had a school trip, or a class trip, and he just said $70 and a bus will take us up to Bryan Head. I'm from Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So Bryan Head's like 3 hours from here. And I've been in the snow before. We have a little mountain up here that we usually go in the winter and just play in the snow. Um, so yeah, that was my first experience. It was pretty interesting. It was hard.
Uh,
I could tell you I didn't learn that day, that's for sure. I just spent a lot of time just kind of sliding down the mountain and not really knowing what I was doing, but
uh,
I did know that it was something that I wanted to do again for sure and like learn how to do it for
yeah,
real.
don't worry about that because I used to snowboard way back in the '90s, and I spent most of my time on my butt and in the bar.
Yeah.
Afterwards. And that's really
Yeah.
unique because you're in. Because I was talking with you before a few days ago, and you said Las Vegas. I was thinking maybe someplace where it's colder, like Colorado or Washington or someplace you don't normally associate skiing with Las Vegas, let alone they're like, this woman's lying to me. Anybody skiing down there? Well, yeah, that's really unique and everything. And like I said, I was doing a little bit of research, and they say about skiing I didn't say that. A commenter said that it's one of the widest, besides the snow, it's one of the widest sports. So you don't see a whole lot of brothers or let alone sisters up there. So what made you really kind of want to really get into it after, your first go?
Um, I've always been like really like ever since my first trip just to our local mountain, not to snowboard, just to play in the snow. Like I said, as kids, my mom would bring us up there. But we never did any sports. Like we may have sledded, I don't know, but I just remember like having snowball fights and
Nah.
but I've just always like loved the mountains, like the trees and just that whole feeling. Like I just loved it ever since I first, went up there. But I never thought about snowboarding really until my science teacher had that. So, and I didn't even know that we had snowboarding here, like
Hmm.
until later on in my life. So yeah, I don't know. I think after that trip to Utah, I just like Googled it or whatever we had back then. I don't know if Google existed,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just looked it up and I saw that we did have snowboarding here, and I just never did it though until my son was born and he started like getting into some stuff like skateboarding, which I did do some skateboarding too in my high school years. And my son really loves snow. He was born in January, so I think that may have something to do with it. So then I was like, well, he might like snowboarding. So I'm like, well, maybe we should try it again. So I took him up there for his birthday, and he loved it. And
Hmm.
so I made it a point that we are going to do it every year. So we only went once that year. And then after that, the next year we did it like, he probably went like a few times and I did like a dozen. And then this past season that just ended, we like went a lot. Like he probably went a dozen, and I did like 30 days or more,
Oh, wow.
just in different mountains too.
Okay,
So,
the big taboo question in here: why snowboarding versus skiing? Because when I was doing it back in the '90s, way back in the '90s, before the internet and none of this stuff, this is kind of like, oh, they're snowboarders, you know. They're like
yeah.
we in the same thing, but they're different. What made you want to unique? Why didn't you? Because it's a lot more. Look like it'll be a lot more easier to sit back up and learn skiing because it's so popular and everybody does it. And snowboarding is like the kind of rebels and stuff. So why snowboarding? What attracted you to it?
Well, I am a bit of a rebel. Like I'm
Uh
a
huh.
skater, I would skateboard and I have like a thing about image, like I was like one of the cool kids, I didn't want to be skiing.
Uh huh.
But now I'm older now
Uh huh.
and I have nothing against skiing, but I never did, but I just knew personally I would rather learn to snowboard. I thought it looked so much more stylish and um yeah, and it just looks more fun. And so I'll probably try skiing one day.
Uh
I have
huh.
like a few skier friends that, I'll snowboard with. And I always tell them, I'll try skiing one day because I want to go to Deer Valley and
Okay.
can't, in Alta, you can't be a snowboarder there.
No, it can't. Wow, they discriminate against snowboarders or something, or
They
what?
do. So I just want to go in there and then like tell them I'm a snowboarder.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But no, I'm just kidding. But I do want to
Mm-hmm.
see it. I heard it's beautiful. And I heard the snow because I've been to Snowbird,
Uh
but
huh.
the snow in Alta I heard is better. So
Really?
I do want to just try both just to say, just to be able to do both. You never know.
We got mountains up here in Washington State too. You know that,
I
right?
know. And I went to Oregon over the summer
Uh
and
huh.
because there's Timberline Lodge has snow over the summer, like
Mm-hmm.
year round.
Wow.
And I wanted to go to Crystal Mountain in April, but by the time we were booking the trip, they were about to close. So
Wow.
I didn't get to go. So we'll go next year.
Okay. Now back to being a black female snowboarding. Did your family give you support or anything like that? Did they think you're crazy? You've been smoking something or what? Or what about your friends and coworkers or something? Like you want to go snowboarding? What kind of experience did you have when you told them that we were doing this over the weekend?
They thought it was kind of wild, but they didn't judge me or anything. Like I have a really open-minded family actually. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that they don't enjoy doing that stuff. So I didn't get exposure when I was a kid. I had to kind of figure it all out on my own. And so, but yeah, they think it's cool though. Like my dad, he loves it when I send him the photos and stuff. And
Mm.
my mom, I don't know, she's cool. And she thinks the boards look pretty, I guess.
Yeah.
She's not
Yeah.
really into it.
Wow.
But yeah, so yeah, not much support, but also no judgment either.
So, what about any coworkers, any friends, anything like that? You meet some guy, you say, "Hey, what do you do for get to talking? What are you gonna do for fun?" And so I have to go snowboard. She said, "What? You're black and you snowboard? Like, seems so foreign
Yeah.
to when you say you black and you snowboard. Like, what? They just don't associate that at all. It's just so foreign and everything. That's even though there's a lot of black people who do ski and
Hmm.
do this snowboard and stuff, we're still a minority and stuff like that. People just don't consider. When you sit back up, let's be honest. When you sit back up and you think skiing, you thinking white folks, white
Yeah.
people. Yo, leahy who, Swedish white
Yeah.
folks, white folks, rich white folks. You ain't think about
Right.
no brothers
Yeah.
and sisters going out there doing that. Because I remember when I started back in the '90s, we didn't have access to the internet. You guys are so spoiled nowadays. You got TikTok and YouTube and all this kind of stuff. How I found out to some black folks with snowboarding because I was going to Starbucks and they had like this bus outside and all these brothers came in as gear and stuff. And I said, "What are you guys
Wow.
doing?" They said, "Oh, we're going up to the mountains. We're skiing." And I
Uh-huh.
didn't know black folks skied. This was like way back in the '90s. I don't want to age
Yeah.
myself. And they're like, "Really? There's some black folks who actually skied." They gave me his number and stuff like that. And my first experience was them, but I used to go to college and stuff, and I knew some other guys from around the campus, so I kind of hooked up with them, and it's kind of messed up because I remember I went up to this one brother, I forgot what mountain it was, and this dude said, "Hey, y'all lost around here? You need some help?" He did. He said, "You guys lost?" I said, "No, man, we up there skiing." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, they can't give it. Hey, you boys lost?" And like he was being friendly and stuff. I said, "No, man, we're up here to snowboard, man." And we went up there. Like I said, we didn't have all the support and everything like that you get through the media and everything. So it's really
Hmm.
crazy nowadays that so many black people are snow or skiing, but only a small minority is snowboarding. And
Yeah.
also, like we was talking with Mr. Rivers, from the Black American, Snowboard Association. They said that skiing is always popular, but it necessarily hasn't grown. The
Mhm.
number, even with the long white folks, is like pretty much set, and they're trying to encourage more and more and more people to get into it. So when you
Yeah.
first experienced, when you went up there, tell me, did anyone have you get bad experience, good experience? What's your experience like?
Um, it's kind of weird because I was in Utah, which you would think that
Yeah.
there
Woo.
yeah, but I
Utah.
didn't I can't recall seeing any other black people on the
Uh huh.
mountain, so I will say that. But I don't know. It's a little fuzzy because I was so young and I don't really remember, but I do remember leaving my gloves on the bus and I didn't have any gear
Uh
that was
huh.
proper for snowboarding anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my jacket was decent, but it wasn't for snowboarding.
Yeah.
And my pants, I had like 3 layers of pants.
Yeah.
And on top of it, I left my gloves on the bus, which is one of the worst things you can leave is your gloves because
Yeah.
your hands are
Yeah.
they get cold faster than anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm out there, I get the rental gear and stuff on, and I go out, and then these guys saw me and they're like, "Where are your gloves?" And I was just like, I left them on the bus, and they're like, "Oh my gosh." And then they took me into the pro shop and bought me a pair of mittens.
That's
So
good. Yeah.
that was really nice of them. They did that. And then some guys like kind of mess with me. I can't remember if it was playful or I don't remember, but they were like telling me to come with them. And I
Uh
just
huh.
can't remember if they were just being playful or malicious at all. But
Yeah.
they told me to ride down this little hill and I ended up getting stuck in like powder.
Yeah. My dumb
And
ass went up with jeans. I was trying to be fashionable. I
yeah,
was trying to flave. I thought I was gonna
yeah,
look. I was trying to hit the bar afterwards, and I found out you
right?
do not want to go with no jeans, man. My ass was freezing. Shoot, that was. We went up. We was halfway drinking, halfway. By the time we got on up there, we was drunk anyways.
Yeah.
But that was really good that you didn't have any gross, outright racial, stuff experience.
Yeah.
Because I guess back talking with Henry, he said back in the '70s, whenever they got started, they almost got into like a riot or whatever because they said that they're going to come up here and they had some people like, huh, we don't want them up here. And they darn near had to get out
Yeah.
the National Guard. And people always thinking, oh, that's a long way back. That ain't a long way back. It's like 1976, 78, because I was born in 1970. So I'm
Yeah. It's like,
52, and that's not people think, oh, that's 300 years ago. No,
oh
that's
my
not.
gosh.
That's not a long way back. And you sit back up here, and a lot of times with black folks, they say, oh, you guys just tripping. No, this still is racism. It may be subtle, but it still is racism. Believe me, it is there. Like I was talking with Henry, like he said, they got to pull out the National Guard. Are you
Mm,
serious?
my gosh.
You got to pull out
That
the damn National Guard because you trying to ski and you going to get shot, lynched, or killed? Come on, this is
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is really bad, and I know that like I said, when I looked up your name and stuff, I know they had this other black guy. I forgot his name, escapes me at the time. He was in the Black X Games now.
Oh, is
Eh,
he? Oh, Zeb, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like,
Zeb.
whoa, I didn't
Oh my
even know
gosh.
that. Yeah, he's really good. He's really
I love
good.
him so much. Like, not like that, but like,
Yeah.
I just love his style and he's got like humor in his writing and
Uh huh.
like, he's like so good. And like, even when he falls,
Mm.
it's like almost like it looks like he did it on purpose.
Uh
He's
huh.
so cool. But, him. And then I also like, I have a female that I look up to also, Gabby Maiden.
Uh huh.
And, I would love to meet her one day. She's in Big Bear. That's her new home mountain. So yeah, I'll be going there sometimes. It's like 3 hours from here.
Wow. Now, do me a
Yeah.
favor. What can you do to get other black females or blacks in general into snowboarding or skiing? Either which one. I mean, what's this reluctance among the brothers and stuff? What's going on with us? I mean, we need some help or something like that, or what?
Yeah, maybe just some encouragement because like when I started my new Instagram, that was just strictly
Mm.
snowboarding related.
Hmm.
I just started adding people.
Uh huh.
And then I just started, I think I like did the hashtag black snowboarders just
Uh
to
huh.
see who else was doing this.
Uh huh.
And there's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, but it's still, the minority,
Uh
but
huh.
there's a lot, it's really cool to see all these different types of people too. Because there's some of the black people that are a little whitewashed, like,
Yeah.
and then there's some that are like not just like you would never think they
Exactly.
would be up there and they're there and they're
Uh
good and they're
huh.
just having fun. And so it's cool. Um, but yeah, I think just spreading awareness that it's there. Oh, there's a program it's called Hood, From Hood to Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Hoods
Never
to
heard
Woods.
of that.
Yeah. And I talked to the guy because I was thinking like it's just in one city right now, and I was thinking that would be so cool to see it across the United States, like basically helping kids that, or even adults probably. I don't really know if they. I just see them mostly with kids, but help them get out of these neighborhoods that are like, just.
Yeah, because my biggest thing is I'm gonna go ahead and steal this from another guest. It's like social relations or whatever like that. Is that if you don't around your society you don't see something, you probably won't get into it. But once
Mm-hmm.
you're exposed to it, just like swimming, they say, well, I don't know a lot of black folks swim. Well, a whole lot of swimming pools in the hood. But
Right.
when black people do get associated with it, and that's normally through social relationships. I mean, your friend, your buddy, or whatever like that. Then they see somebody else doing it, and it's okay. We can do that too, and it encourage. It'll change the mind and framework. Because, like I said, when I first started this podcast, most black folks during the wintertime, they're like me. I'm sitting in front of the television watching football, eating hot wings, and drinking beer.
Mm-hmm.
Not I want to go up to the mountains and go skiing and everything. We just don't associate ourselves with skiing. We don't have any kind of like Michael Jordans or whatever like that, or who are in. We don't see those kind of skiing champions and stuff, so we don't necessarily associate ourselves with doing the sport. But we can do the sport. When we do sport, our brothers is when we get in, put our foot into it, we switch
Mm-hmm.
up and change up every damn thing. That's
Yeah.
just it. We had our own flavor to it, so that's what I'm trying to take this podcast for, to get other black people out there, seeing other black folks out there doing it, and say, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too, and getting over that barrier, because we still got that kind of like mental barrier. White folks and black folks, you like, well, I want to go up there because I'm be the only brother. Or I might
Yeah.
run into a bad situation or something like that, or get some ill treatment, and say, no, it's not like that. You got to make headway doing something. Somebody got to do something to get something started here, and that's
Yeah.
just it. So that's why you was a really great guest on the podcast and everything. They want to go ahead and get a black female too. That was
Uh-huh.
really great. That was really great. 'Cause there are a lot of black people who are branching out. So go ahead and tell me, what if somebody's watching this right now? They say another black female. What can I do? Who can I talk to? What kind of gear do I need to go? What kind of advice would you give them?
Oh, okay. Well, I would suggest if you're gonna try it for the first time, I would rent, um, the boots, the board, and the bindings. It all comes together in a package when
Uh
you go to
huh.
rent it. Um, and you could even probably rent like the clothes too somewhere, but I'm not sure. Every city's different, but or you could buy it secondhand on
Mm.
either a snowboard shop that sells it secondhand or offer up and let go and all those Facebook marketplace. But definitely just, don't spend a fortune because
Yeah, that's what
it's,
that's the biggest thing. Is people think, well, this is 400. I want to get something that's 800. It must be better.
yeah,
You need to just get in when you fit in. Get I mean, you go, like I say, go to offer up, eBay, some discount place. Once you get into it, you'll find out what you need. You don't want to go out there and be overpricing, because people a lot of times they get intimidated. They sit
yeah,
back and see something that's $1,000, 1,200. I can't afford this kind of stuff, so they just get blown off.
yeah. And yeah, definitely just rent everything. But yeah, you'll need a jacket and pants, and some underlayers like thermals, or there's like leggings and stuff that are like heat they're thin but they're warm.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need those. And it also depends on the season. Like in the
Mm-hmm.
spring you need less. And then definitely some good socks that are that'll wick the sweat away,
Mm-hmm.
but nice and warm. And some gloves. Not all gloves work. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely ask some advice. I like Dakine.
Uh huh.
That brand
Like.
makes really warm gloves. I never get cold in those gloves. And yeah, just that's it for now. Then just go up there and see how you like it. And then once you like it, you'll see what gear works and what didn't work. And you can, start spending more money if you feel like this is something that you want to commit to and
Mm-hmm.
get better gear and clothing and stuff.
Cool, because we talked like briefly before that. You said this helped you out with body image or whatever like that. You want to expand on to that? That you got into the sport and it kind of helped you to overcome certain kind of things. You want to elaborate on that anymore, or?
Yeah, I was just when I was like growing up, I was always afraid of getting too like fat, too muscular, like anything like I wanted to be like stick thin like a model. And I was like when I was really little, but then I don't know, I think like around high school, like that's when the body image really started to change. It's just that I didn't develop the way I thought I would and wanted to. And so just getting out there on the mountain, and I just feel strong and powerful now, and I don't like hate my body anymore. I still have
Mm.
issues. I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm like totally just happy and confident with myself. I mean, it's still like a a progression that I still have to learn to love myself. But through snowboarding and just eating right and being a vegan, like knowing I'm putting stuff in my body that didn't hurt animals and all that mixed together, just seeing what my body can do makes me appreciate it more than when I was like in high school trying to figure out who I wanted to be and all that.
Okay, I didn't want to get off into that too soon, but what made you want to be a black vegan? Cause I'm brother. I'll shoot. I'll be. I'm like. I was saying to myself, I hope she don't find out about me beforehand and see some of my stuff on Facebook, cause I'll be tearing up the grill. I'll
I
be
know I
having.
might not be able to follow you on Facebook. I don't know.
No, cause I'm on the grill, and especially in the summertime, I'm the meat man. I support probably like
Oh
50% of the
no.
industry. But what made you want to? Cause you know how black folks is. We like to get down. We start pigging our swine is divine and all that kind of stuff. What made you want to be a this vegetarian and you're a vegan?
I was a vegetarian at first, so when I was young, I never really did like meat that much. My dad was like the barbecue person, like
Yeah.
he loves and he still loves doing it and I hate it, but he would make us like literally like clean the bone and I would be the last person sitting there. Everybody's jumping back in the pool and I'm still sitting there like I don't want to
uh,
eat this, like I would eat it but not like literally like everything like he wanted us to do.
uh-huh.
And so I never really just was a big fan of meat anyway. And then one day I did like McDonald's and I still think that wasn't even really meat anyway. So but I was eating a Big Mac with bacon
Uh-huh.
and my dog was sitting next to me and he was just looking up at me and then all of a sudden just a thought popped into my head. I love animals and I don't want to eat them anymore. So
Wow.
yeah, that was weird. I didn't know anything else about it, like about health or the cruelty involved in the meat industry. That just popped into my head. And then like later, a couple years later, my friend in high school showed me the cruelty. And then so I was just a vegetarian. I had just stopped eating meat and fish. But I
Hmm.
was still eating dairy products. So after my friend showed me the videos, I tried to be vegan and I was like yo-yoing. And then I even became pescatarian, which is eating fish as well
Hmm.
as the veggies. Um, and I just yo-yoed between vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, all throughout like from when I was 15 to when I was 27 was when I finally like started Instagram was like showing videos constantly about all of it, the meat, the dairy, the egg industry. And so that's when I just decided, okay, I'm gonna be vegan for real, like for good.
But you live in Las Vegas. And Vegas is known for the buffets. They're known for the
I
great
know, but
steakhouses. While we were on down, and my biggest thing was trying to find the best steakhouse to go to. And
yeah.
because I know, okay, this is probably even more of a minority. That's your minority. How many black people are into vegetarianism or veganism? I had a coworker, Monty, and he was a he's a vegan, not a vegetarian. And I was like, what brother, you crazy or something like that?
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm coming on up. We eat good like the white folks. I ain't trying to cut nothing out of my diet. So how many black people
Yeah.
are into vegetarianism? Do you think it's better for us or what?
Oh, I definitely 100% think it is. So okay, as far as like percentage wise, when I go to my vegan meetups and like animal rights activist events, I am sometimes the only black vegan there.
Mm-hmm.
But they all kind of go to different things. Some vegans more are into going to like the eating meetups and we're just eating together, and some are more like into like fighting for the rights. Um, so I don't know. The blacks probably make up about Maybe 5, 10% at most if I had to like throw a number out there.
Uh huh.
But then there's some other minorities, like there's like a lot of like Hispanics and Asians. There's, it's not just white people actually. It's like a
Mm.
pretty healthy mixture of races. And plus Las Vegas is a melting pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of different kinds of people here.
Mm.
So I think that's another reason why I haven't really experienced racism on the mountain or anything because there's just so many people here. And even though, like, even now when I go to my local mountain, I only see a handful of black people up there.
Mm.
Most of them are white, and then there's some other races too, but I would say mostly white. Yeah.
Okay, and when you say snowboarding, are there different styles that they're performing snowboarding? Is it time loops, frame? Because I know they got skiing, they got different types of skiing and stuff like that. They got people who jump off the side how long they can go, and then they
Mhm.
got people do ballet skiing. Then they got people going through the swoosh and stuff. Is
Oh
there
yeah,
different types of snowboarding? Is it do they have that also, or what?
yeah, they do. So there's like slope style, and that's kind of like I would say that's closest to the combination of like a race and also like your tricks and stuff like that. Big air is just tricks. And I'm not an expert on this. I'm still new to snowboarding.
Uh
So
huh.
if anybody's watching out there, don't judge me.
Uh
But
huh.
I'm just sharing what I know about it. Um, and then there's just racing, And then there's one more, I thought. Free ride. I guess that's just riding. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, so yeah, there's like I guess yeah, I think I've seen snowboarders do I think it's called slalom,
Uh
like
huh.
the skiing. Yeah. I think I've seen snowboarders do that too.
Okay.
And but yeah, I'm more into the park right now. I just got good this season and started getting my control down and everything and I started hitting some small jumps and landing it. So I'm proud of myself there.
Mm.
I haven't fallen on jumps that much. I think I've landed more than I've fallen, so I feel really good about
Cool.
that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to keep getting bigger. I love our mountain is really perfect for learning, I think, because when I go to like other mountains, it seems like the things are either too easy or too hard.
Hmm.
But here, I feel like, and my home mountain is called Lee Canyon, by the way, and it's like an hour away from Las Vegas.
Wow.
And I feel like they have like a really healthy mixture of easy, and then it gets a little harder, and then there's like a really big one too, like a couple of really big jumps, but nothing like the big stuff at like Mammoth. Um, but we have like a pretty decent one for the big.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Now, with having this interview now, it's what, oh, like a week away from July. I want to go ahead and try to get this out as soon as I can because you know how we is. Take us forever and a day to do anything that's different and stuff. We get set in our ways and stuff. So, a little trick because snowboarding gear right now, just like any other season, it's going to be a lot more cheaper because it's the summertime. So, you definitely want to take advantage of those bargains. You know, if somebody wants to they ski last year. They want to get rid of their old stuff and get some new stuff, so they throw it on eBay or offer up or something like that. You can go scoop that up. Okay, the skiing
Mhm.
industry's not at its full tilt right now, so of course, they're having sales and everything like that. So you definitely want to go ahead and take advantage of that because when it comes to skiing, it ain't cheap. You know, let's get real here.
I
But you
know,
want, yeah,
yeah.
definitely ain't cheap. But you want to go ahead and take advantage of it now. They want coming out this COVID kind of stuff, so they're having all these deals and sales and everything like that and because I want to get people in their mindset now before, because guys are just like me. When as soon as the football comes on, you can forget that. We're gonna sit our ass on down in front of that TV, get
Yeah.
them beer, get them drinks, get them hot wings, get them nachos, and you need to get off of the couch and get onto the slopes. It can really change your life and benefit you and health wise and everything. And we definitely want to go ahead and encourage more black people to venture out. You know, we're not monolithic people. We're different people, different kind of backgrounds, different kind of talents and interests and everything like that. I want to go ahead and break that stereotype. Now, before we wrap this up, is there anything else you want to say about being a black female, a minority, really minority in minority, or any kind of words you want to throw out there that help other people to change up and switch up?
Um, yeah, just I do want to touch on veganism one more time too,
Yeah,
but
yeah, go
um
ahead.
definitely if you're a black female snowboarder or, interested in snowboarding, I just go to your local mountain and
Mm.
get in a a lesson.
Yeah, you
That's
want to join a club or anything like
I
that,
yeah,
or try
join a
to?
club,
Uh
get
huh.
some friends, but the main thing is just getting that lesson in,
Yeah.
and doing as many as you can afford
Yeah.
because it's gonna help. I didn't do it, and it took me forever to learn,
Yeah.
so I regret that. So definitely just get a lesson and start looking for friends on Facebook. There's Facebook groups for snowboarders, and they're you could search just by your area so that you can meet up with people easier.
Mm-hmm.
And then as for veganism, I did want to say that it is healthier because you asked me about that.
No.
If you
No.
want
Wait.
to,
What's veganism? What's vegetarianism? What's the difference?
oh yeah, so vegetarian means that you eat no animals, but you'll still drink dairy or eat cheese and eggs and honey, things like that. There's like a lot of stuff that's vegan that people didn't realize. There's like wine that's not vegan, but
Mm.
so yeah, there's a difference. And then pescatarian, like I said, is just the addition of fish, which you'll the same thing, but you also eat fish. And then vegan is if it came from an animal, you don't eat it. If it came off
Wow.
of one or from inside one or anything like we don't do anything that messes with animals. If there's a business that needs an animal, even if they're not going to kill it, well, they will kill it eventually. But basically, it's exploitation. We figure it's slavery.
Hmm.
Just like we didn't want to be used, we were like treated the same way as these animals, and we were outraged.
Uh huh.
So it's just like to me, it just seems the most logical thing for Black people to go vegan because we were so angry that this happened to us, but now we're putting it onto something else. Like, it's an animal, but they still have the same organs as we do. They're just a little bit differently placed, but and maybe a couple of extra, things that we might be different, but we feel pain. We all feel pain, and we all like have babies and we want to take care of those babies and we want to live comfortably. Like we all feel that same way. And if you just YouTube, just PETA, I don't know, you could start, looking up stuff like dairy is scary but just go to PETA. That's like the easiest thing to remember, PETA, because
Hmm.
everybody knows what that is. And just look at some of the videos and see the way these animals are treated. And then also the health wise part, what website? Probably Physicians Committee, I think it
Hmm.
was called, or like Forks Over Knives, um, with the health. Oh, and Game Changers. I love that one. Game Changers is another, that's probably like my favorite one right now.
Hmm.
And then that's all like more motivational stuff. But if you want to see what these animals really go through, um, Earthlings and Dominion are two documentaries that you could really see the details of what these animals are put through and why I feel like all Black people should be vegan if they were against slavery.
Hey, I remember because I got a website also that not black podcast, and a
Mhm.
Facebook page. I remember I posted on it one time about always post stuff about positive about black people, and it had like a list of black celebrities who are vegetarian or vegan. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot what it was. I think I know Russell Simmons. I
Oh
think he's
yeah,
yeah
he's
Russell Simmons, and they got a couple of other ones. I'm like I didn't know they was doing that. I forgot
yeah.
that one brother in the Green Mile. I forgot his name. He's a big brother. He played on the Green Mile, and he unfortunately he died and stuff. He was on the
Oh,
Green Mile, and also he was on with the Bruce Willis. He's a vegetarian, and yeah, I remember
I
reading an
didn't know
article
that
on
one.
him. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
look him up. He's on the Green Mile, the big black guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, escapes me. But yeah,
Yeah. Right.
no,
You're
yeah, he's a real popular actor back in the '90s, back in my day. But yeah, he was a vegetarian. They had a list of like 12 or 15 of them who are
mm,
also vegetarian. I forgot who it was. You probably just look it up, Google it up, and I was really surprised. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not against it, or anything like that. It makes your life a lot more better and healthier, and it fulfills you mentally, spiritually, especially
mhm.
physically and stuff like that. So black folks got a lot of problems. We got a lot of health issues, high blood
Yeah.
pressure. I got high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Obese. Yeah, you know, and then, I mean, let's get real here. Black folks got a lot of body wise. We got some of the greatest black bodies. You can look at our athletes and the women and stuff like that. Some of the greatest bodies in the world, but also some of the sickest ones. They become because of the way we eat. And
Yeah. Yeah.
we, I almost, I raise my hand. I'm definitely guilty when it comes to eating soul food.
I know. But and
Ooh,
then when you think about what soul food is, it's just the scraps that they gave us
yeah,
as slaves.
yeah,
So it's like, why do we embrace that?
yeah.
We should really be embracing like what Africans and Jamaicans ate,
Uh huh.
like in all those, different black ancient cultures.
Uh huh.
They didn't eat like this at all.
Yeah.
Um, they definitely ate a better diet. Like I like the Rasta
Oh,
style.
okay.
They really like rep veganism. I mean, they still have some like jerk chicken or whatever, but I
Hmm.
think that they really eat a lot of veggies.
Yeah, because we do
So,
got a lot of issues and problems when it comes to health. So definitely got to give a shout out on that. I wouldn't be helping black folks out if I, try to be remain quiet on it. Definitely,
yeah.
definitely, definitely. Like I said, high blood pressure, obesity,
Mhm.
all different kind of diabetes, sugar diabetes. I mean, my grandma, she had sugar diabetes, unfortunately, and
Oh,
it's really bad. And what you're gonna be what you eat eventually.
yeah.
So if it works out for you, that's really great. Wow, you've
Yeah.
been a really great guest. I mean, I was surprised that I found you, and you really great. You wanted to be on the show so quick and fast, and I was like, man, this is really going to be a great guest. Now, again, this is summertime for all y'all black folks. Y'all know it come down to the dollar bills and stuff. Let's go ahead, jump on them websites, and get that gear now. Don't be
Yeah.
lazy Larry, lazy ass. Wait, because you know how black folks is. We wait till the last damn minute. Then want to
Yep.
sit back and complain about every damn thing. I'm putting this podcast interview out this week, so you can't have no excuse. I'm like, I didn't know my ass. Scooby Doo. Nah, hell was all that damn stuff. You got to get off, because like I said, the guys are really into it, and I'm guilty my damn self. You get in, this football season comes, wintertime comes around, you get
Yep.
in front of the football, the college games, the pro games, and then your butt stuck there. We're
Yeah.
trying to
To
switch up
carve
and
out.
yeah, we're trying to switch up and change up the game plan here. So we got to get off the couch and get into the hills. And like I said, it's a really great sport. You have a really fun time. Like I said, black people, we switch up anything we get into. We switch up, we change up what we get into. And like I said, I was talking with Henry. He said you like go up to the ski resorts to ski during the daytime, party at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hey,
Exactly.
party at night. And like last time I checked, liquor was vegan, right?
Most of it, but
Beer and
not
stuff
all.
like that was vegetarian. So you all want to go to the club and stuff like that and have some drinks afterwards and sleep on over, get up the next day, go on, hit the slopes again and go on home on the weekend. Have a great time. You get physically in health because, you're not gaining
Yeah.
them extra pounds and stuff sitting around and eating all that high fat cotton
I
and
know.
food. Get on out there, move your hips and stuff. You can have parties at the ski lodge afterwards. Go to the club or whatever like that. They got it going on up there too. So definitely want to check it out. And thanks a lot for being a great guest. I mean, you've been a really great guest. And one more time again, anything you want to sit down shout out to?
Go vegan and snowboard, stay young forever.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks a lot for being a guest. What's your nickname? Avalanche.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And my Instagram, I don't know if you could
Yeah,
put
I'll
it.
go ahead and try to tie you
Yeah.
on in here. Yeah. So you can so any other black female out there who wants to be interested in stuff like that, because you do need encouragement. Because when you see
Uh-huh.
somebody out here who looks like you's doing the same thing, you automatically get encouraged. That's
Mhm.
just it. Like you said, let's get it. Ain't a whole lot of us up on the hill. So
Yeah.
you say, oh, there's another black person. Cool, you all can link up and hook on up and go on out there and have a good time and everything. And there are black people who do ski, and yes, there are black folks who do snowboard. And no, it's just not for white folks. Okay,
Yeah.
we definitely got to get on that out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm all up the West Coast. If anybody comes to Washington, Oregon, anywhere in Nevada, California, Utah, Arizona, all those states, if anybody wants somebody to ride with, I'm down to travel a little bit and meet you.
oh, that's good. So somebody can actually pack their snowboard when they're going to Vegas too.
Yeah,
That's
right. Yeah,
crazy.
party
Might
after.
save you some money. Don't get beat at the casinos. Shoot, save your
Yeah,
money. Use that money to go up on the hills.
exactly. Way
All
better time.
right, definitely, definitely. But thanks a
Yeah,
lot for being a great guest again, Val.
thank
All
you.
right, thanks a lot. And I'll definitely send a T-shirt out there so you can write it on the slopes and have a That Ain't Black
Oh,
podcast T-shirt
thanks.
too and spread the word.
Oh my God. I would
Okay.
love that.
All right.